everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. So I'm going to share with you all the supplements that I'm taking. It's kind of a lot, at least I feel like it's a lot. And there's tons of debate over whether or not some people are on the side of keeping things really minimum and just getting all your nutrients from food. Other people are on the side of, well, our food with the depletion of the nutrients in the soil and all this kind of stuff, you need to take a lot of vitamins. If you want to read a book that I found very good and very interesting, but maybe for some people not like it, was the Better Baby book by Dave Asprey's wife. He's the leader of the Bulletproof diet, a very trendy diet around these days. He's very pro on taking a lot of stuff. I ran some stuff by my Naturopath, so these things were recommended by my Homeopath, my Naturopath, my own research, and all of that. So please run everything by whoever is taking care of you. Okay, so the first thing is, with pregnancy, you'll find that you get a lot of heartburn. A lot of women will result to Tums, but there's, for a lot of reasons, that kind of stuff is actually really bad for you, and a lot of ways can cause the heartburn issue. For example, for some, the heartburn issue might be caused by low stomach acid, and every time you take a Tum, it lowers your stomach acid, and so for some of those, actually taking something like apple cider vinegar might be better. But heartburn can be caused by many different things, and heartburn is also just something that will happen no matter how healthy you're trying to be and the enzymes you take and all of that. It's just there's not a lot of space in there. For me, I've noticed that heartburn in general doesn't happen if I don't eat gluten and tons of sugar. I don't get it. That being said, it's not always possible, so I have two enzymes that were recommended to me. One is HCl, and this one is, my understanding, better for like the upper, like the heartburn. If you have issues in the upper stomach, if you have issues more in the bloating, the lower, you could try Vitalzymes by Clear Labs. That was recommended as well. Again, for me, I've noticed that the biggest influencer is just my diet more than any of this stuff. But I've had a lot of success. I've also tried the Trader Joe's papaya enzymes. I did that throughout all of Huxley's pregnancy, and I did notice a difference with those as well. So you can try some of those out, and just talk to your doctor and look up specific enzymes for whatever specific issue, like where you tend to get pain, or based off of maybe certain food, like maybe there's some enzymes out there that are just for dairy issues. Okay, the next one would be your prenatal. So the biggest thing with prenatals is, well, one, with all vitamins, making sure that you get high quality. And the one thing to consider is whether or not you have the MTHFR genetic SNP. You can find out if you have it if you've done 23andMe. You don't need to pay for, I think there's 2 tiers of payments. I don't recommend doing the higher one. Just get the cheap one, and in your account you can download your raw data. It's just like a list of mumbo jumbo, but you can take that file of raw data and upload it to free sites like Genetic Genie, NutraHacker. There's a couple free sites. I can't remember which ones I used. They all work, and they pretty much, there's tons of confusing genetic stuff, but the main and most important one is your MTHFR. I am homozygous. There's homozygous and heterozygous. I won't get too much into it. It just means that I have trouble methylating folic acid. So and in general, folic acid is actually not good for most women. It's a very synthetic form. We want folate or methylated folate. So the one prenatal that was recommended by my Naturopath is Thorn. And then up until recently, and I have also been getting methylated, not folic acid, methylated B shots in the butt. I've had a few of those. And then this is a recent one my Homeopath gave me. The only problem is it does have folic acid in it, as well as B6 and B12. So I'm trying these out, and I'm seeing if I'm going to feel a difference between the two, but he really likes those guys. So you could try those two or ask your health professional, but I really recommend, really recommend not taking folic acid. Honestly, even if you don't want to go through the trouble of finding out if you have that SNP, genetic SNP, I just recommend taking methylated folate. I think it's fine for everyone. I also take, in addition, this is 5-MTHF+. It's a lozenge. I only take a half of one because it's pretty potent, and it is a methylated B vitamin. All right, the next is probiotics. Probiotics are tricky. You know, you'll hear a lot about the like probiotics are good for anyone, but it really depends on what kind of strains you need. For some people, probiotics actually bombard your gut with too much at one time. They can actually throw things off balance. So probiotics isn't something that's like good or bad. You really have to customize it. If you have histamine issues, there's probiotics that can either make it worse or that can make it better. So for right now, I've been getting really sick a lot in this pregnancy, and every time I get a cold, I get a sore throat from it. It's just this is where I keep getting it. And so my homeopath gave me these oral probiotics. I didn't even know that there's probiotics that you can just like suck on. So right now I'm taking these. Before that I was taking BioCult, as well as I tried a prenatal probiotic that worked, that I could also list those below. The next thing is fermented cod liver oil. Now I'm taking this one. Essentially you need a really good omega-3, I believe, because and to avoid in general when you eat omega-6, like very oxidized processed fried foods, you want to make sure that you're getting a lot of this good stuff. I don't eat a lot of fish. I just don't like fish. It's terrible. And so I've been supplementing with doses of this. This I think also really helps. Like I really believe that this will help prevent stretch marks and all that kind of stuff. I read a test that was saying I was a little bit low in iron, so I had some of these for a while. And then personally I was also experimenting with grass-fed beef liver. These are like what is it called, desiccated. And so both of these will kind of give you a good amount of iron. But since I switched over to higher doses of these prenatals I'm trying, I'm sort of lowering this a little bit. And you can kind of tell in your stool, like if your stool gets really, really, well, if you're taking iron, sometimes that makes you constipated, sometimes that might give you diarrhea. So kind of gauge how your body responds to things. I'm taking milk thistle. It's known as a very safe herb. I have reason to believe that like my liver tends to get taxed a lot, just in general. And so this I've just been taking throughout my whole pregnancy to offer that support. Calcium I take sometimes in addition to everything when I'm getting foot cramps. So I know that like potassium, magnesium has been something linked a lot to foot cramps. I didn't know this time around that calcium deficiency sometimes. So if I get a foot cramp, I'll take 2 days of of higher doses of the calcium. And calcium is also good in addition to magnesium. And this is like if you were to do one thing for your whole pregnancy, this is it. And I'm not talking about Natural Calm. I think that's magnesium citrate. This is magnesium glycinate. This stuff is amazing. It has a low laxative effect, and it also is designed for anxiety and insomnia, which is like a pregnant lady's everything. We have trouble sleeping, our thoughts are going crazy, we're stressing, all this stuff. This, like, I'm very dependent on this. If I still wake up to pee, like I still wake up, but my thoughts don't get out of control. They aren't as negative. I'm able to sleep longer. Literally, this is like, even not pregnant, this is my favorite supplement ever. So I'm gonna be trying another brand, because these, in the reviews, they said that the formula has changed. And so if you are concerned, I'll link the 2 different magnesium glycinates that I'm gonna be trying out. Next, because I've been getting sick a lot and I've been reading a lot about the benefits of vitamin C, I'm taking these vitamin C that also has choline phospholipids, which I won't get into, but they're really good for pregnancy and for people in general. And so they taste terrible. I have to take the packet and then shoot it with juice. Yeah, they're pretty awful, but I've been feeling like it really did. When I started the oral probiotics and the vitamin C, it really helped my throat heal faster. And then for me personally, because I'm dealing with, I believe that I had a little bit of postpartum depression, anxiety after Huxley, and I'm trying to stay on top of my just emotional health, and I'm doing a lot of things, but one of them supplementally is Bach flowers. I got this from my homeopath. He has me taking Rescue, Mimulus, Star, gentian walnut. That's my combination. And so I've been taking those a couple times a day, just under the tongue. And then I put everything in these guys. It's a weekly pack that comes in 4. You can throw these in your bag if you're running out the door. Anything more than a week, I find oxidizes the vitamins, and then I think the potency is not so good. So it just works for me to do this once a week and keep things nice and organized. So that's all of my supplements. Let me know what products have worked for you. I'm kind of into supplements, so I would love to hear what other moms have helped, and especially the enzymes. I would love to try out other brands and stuff to see what's worked. So, all right, hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.